Hello, honorable members of the clan. I wish I could say let's go back to the Knockouteng High Court because it did not come back. Basically, that was it at about 22:11 when it was announced that Mr. Mgomezulu is not feeling well by Mr. Baloy. And then Mr. Mgomezulu did ask for 30-minute kind of break, but they decided we're going to come back at 11:30, but they did not come back at 11:30. It is now 15:32 p.m., which is the time where the court basically adjourns until tomorrow. So, of course, I think it was abandoned. I am just hoping and praying that Mr. Mgomezulu is well, that nothing bad has happened to him, that whatever it is that made him ill, that he is getting all the medical attention that he needs. And I think all of us, we should keep him in our prayers, our thoughts, or whatever you believe in and practice. Please keep him there as well, because he's got a mammoth task ahead of him. Gininda is going to take the stand very soon. But guys, let's talk about the witness on the stand, because things are coming out. Things are coming out. But let's talk about, before we go to Miss Pistorius, things are starting to make sense. I'm not quite sure if the state did this deliberately by bringing in this particular witness, or to kind of like, I don't know what the strategy now is, because it seems like the state is feeding into the defense's defense about the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa, that possibly it's not them, because make it make sense. Why would you, as a state who believes that you got a prospect of successful prosecution against the 5 people that stand accused of deleting Senzo Meyiwa, and then you bring in the evidence of the red polo? Because now we heard from Miss Pistorius that the red polo was registered in Mr. S. Twala's name. And then you guys reminded me that Chico Twala also has a son called Sello Jr. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I remember when he opened a case against both his sons, allegedly for stealing in his house equipment worth over 200,000 Rand while he was overseas. And then he opened a case against both of them. Well, with Sello Twala Jr., the charges were withdrawn because there was not sufficient evidence. However, Longwe remained in jail, so much so that about 2 weeks ago, he got himself, was it free bail with warning. And now comes this witness, Sergeant Elizabeth Pistorius, who now reading the AVL of the red polo. I asked a question earlier about, is it possible to move a car without it being turned on? I've seen different response about this, but the one that makes the perfect sense to me is the one where if Kutlanong Street is a bit of a slope, then yeah, you can roll the vehicle without turning it on. And the other highly plausible explanation was that allegedly Longa shot himself in the foot, which now we are beginning to think that maybe it was not Longa Twala who actually shot himself in the foot, but the owner of the vehicle, and probably he found it a little bit difficult to press on the clutch to ignite the vehicle, or whatever the case might be. But the plausible explanation as well is that the injury also may have contributed in why the vehicle just rolled on gear 2, I think somebody said, and because it probably was trying to press on the clutch to ignite the vehicle, or whatever the case might be. I thank you guys for those submissions. All of them make sense, even the other ones that were quite rude. Yeah, some of you people, you were raised badly. An innocent question is asked, and then you come knocked out to answer a question. What kind of a person are you? What kind of a person are you? Some of y'all, you don't have listening skills. And then I now have to come back, and it's people as well who have been on this channel for a hot minute. but they are saying things that I'm thinking, are you even a clan member? Because what I know about this community, the people that follow this particular channel are intelligent people, people who have listening skills. And to come into my comment section and say some nonsense that you said, you're not a clan member. Please do unsubscribe. I would like to appreciate that, because we want to only have clan members who understand what I say. And when I make a mistake, they come back and say, hey, clan, you made a mistake here, and they correct me. You know what I always do? I come back and I say, thank you for the correction. You are absolutely right once I have looked into it. To be rude, you are being rude on the wrong person, I'm telling you. If you're subscribed, please unsubscribe and get out. That's all I'm going to tell you. But anyway, let's just get back to this matter. Now, let's talk about the intruders that entered the Khumalo house. Maybe the eyewitnesses may be correct, that there were two people, one tall, one short. Now I'm trying to also find out what is Sello Jr.'s height. Is he short? Is he tall? Medium? Whatever the case might be, that was explained by the eyewitnesses, right? And then, I don't know, maybe both the sons may be on the white powder? I don't know. Because apparently, according to the eyewitnesses, cell phones and money were demanded. So let's say the Twala boys maybe realize that, you know what, there's a gathering going on at the Khumalos, and they Senzo Meyiwa that definitely will get money, and we're also going to get good cell phones, and then we're going to sell them, get some money to buy our white powder. I'm not saying this is true. This is, once again, something I've been rubbing my IQs about and thinking. I'm like, what could have really happened there on the 26th of October 2014? And how much of the, how do I put it, habits of the boys does the father know about that? Now it looks like it's maybe, I would say, okay, no, before I get there, then these two boys allegedly, in my own 2IQ rubbing, maybe they did try to rob the Khumalos, but the aim was Senzo Meyiwa, because, I mean, he's a soccer star, he's got money, as they always say, the soccer stars have money in South Africa, he drives an expensive car, Kelly Khumalo as well is a musician, blah, 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 all that stuff. Maybe. And maybe along with Twala, which now, the Topi, the cat, they need to take Sello Twala's DNA and test it against that hat. That is where now I am right now, because they are adamant, the eyewitnesses, that the hat belonged to one of the intruders. So who amongst the Twala boys, I'm not saying it's them, let's just say hypothetically it is them, who of the Twala boys that hat belonged to? And now forensics needs to be taken and tested against his own DNA. And now let's talk about the leaving. Remember, Longwe Twala stood up and left. He stood up and left and went into wherever he went to. Now, it turns out that he was driving a red Polo. I'm not quite sure who's the eyewitnesses that saw the red Polo. Was it the neighbors? Was it the two boys that passed on mysteriously? I don't know. Because the sound of this AVL, it doesn't say that Longwe, when he left running away from the intruders, he was in a rush, like running away. You know, when you escaped an event like that, where intruders are carrying even a gun and a knife, the moment you get that opportunity, you run for it and tell the tale later. But the AVL is telling a story of a person who had all the time in the world, even getting into the vehicle, rolling the vehicle, no sense of urgency or emergency or fear. Was it Ntanzi and accused number 3 that was in the Khumalo house from the sound of the AVL? No. But then again, the hat said no. The phone records said no. What else that said no? The tattoos, the dreads, the gold tooth, they also said no. So now, what is really going on? I am saying the person that they are protecting here, iqanda likababa. Oh, you know, the last born will always be the last born. Come what may. Iqanda lendlu leli. Hey, no, don't touch it. I am willing to spend every million that I have in my bank account to protect iqanda lami. The other one, he can go, because we've been focusing, I think, on the wrong one. I think we've been focusing on the wrong one, because it is the short one that fired a shot at Senzo. Now, I'm interested to hear, how tall is Sello Jr., Twala? How tall is he? Is it the same height as his older brother or shorter? Same size or same height as accused number 3? Because if you put all that together, that so-called gun that we just finished hearing its testimony by Mangena and his crew, they're going to have to answer to all that lies. They have to answer. They have to take accountability. Their credibility will be out the window as well. But this is becoming so interesting. Now, that's why I'm asking, did the state deliberately sabotage its own case to get to Longwe Twala as well as Sello Twala? Because it will not make sense that Chico Twala will be again, because his cell phone was being used by Longwe. And now, if I'm talking about if he's Chico Twala, and now his vehicle is also in the crime scene. So what does that tell you? Was it not Chico Twala that was in the crime scene, but we were given Longwe Twala? I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he was. But 2 times your name is coming out of, your name is coming out of the testimony or the evidence of the people that are testifying, and one begins to ask questions like the question of why we had another police officer on the stand, whom, by the way, I'm hearing stories. If you know Patricia Mashale, she doesn't play games. That lady knows what is going on. She's in tune with what is going on. You may render her as whatever you might. I believe her. I don't want to lie. I believe every single thing that she is tweeting, because thus far nobody has jumped and threatened lawsuits. Nobody has jumped and said this is wrong. Nobody has defended themselves. So now apparently this Pistorius lady, Elizabeth, I don't know how true it is, but hey, like I said, I believe what Patricia Mashale is saying. And you know why I'm giving her the credit? Because thus far, the people that she has accused of things, they tried to silence her in many ways. And the recent one was actually smearing her and her husband with cases that did not exist. So why would they do all of those things, those people, if they were not trying to shut her up? So I believe her. She's credible. The court did not find her to have defamed anybody or lied about anybody. So anything and everything that she is dropping right now on her Twitter account or X account, I believe it. So now she is on this Pistorius lady that, well, the lady was working for a tracking company and she was responsible for exactly what she's testifying about. But now the question I'm asking myself, why is she testifying as a police officer instead of testifying as Maria Elizabeth Pistorius, who worked for a tracking company at one point? According to Patricia Mashale, she just recently been employed by the South African Police Service without procedure, apparently, because there were never posts that were posted for the position that she is holding right now, let alone as a constable. Now, we've had constables who've been employed in the South African Police Service since year 2001, and they are nowhere near being sergeants. And she's a sergeant. Is it sergeant or sergeant? I think sergeant. Now she's a sergeant when she immediately got employed in 2021. I mean, I know some companies, you need to prove yourself within 2 years, others within 3 years, others within 5 years before you are eligible for promotion. I don't know what a sergeant, what do you call this, ranking that is from a constable. But yeah, we are. Is this corruption? Is this a thank you? Is this, well, we'll give you this job if you one day going to testify against the 5 people that we say are the ones that are responsible for the deletion of Senzo Meyiwa? I don't know. There is so much going on right now. One is left tempted to say, yeah, we've been right all along. This is a fabrication. Now, I don't understand the state's strategy here. Is it sabotaging its case by now going for the real perpetrators in this matter? Maybe the 6 people, 7 people that were with Senzo Meyiwa, they got it all wrong. They got it all wrong, or they know who the people are, but they were threatened. And they're fearful for their lives. That is why they had to tell the story that they had if they were not paid. Because if they got paid, they're still holding on to that money. I think I will also hold on to the money until everything has died down and people have been convicted, and suddenly you see a flashy lifestyle. Because the moment you start driving a fancy car, the eyes will be asking questions. Where did you get that money? Because you are not working. You don't have a business that would afford you this type of car. So I don't know where that money is buried, but it seems like they have money, but they don't have money type of situation. I don't know. I'm just rubbing my 2 IQs together here. I am not saying this is a fact. So what happened today, it was so short, like this short, but a lot was revealed as far as I'm concerned. A lot was revealed in this case. Was the clan right all along? I think we were right. We are on the right track, but we got the wrong shooter. I think we got the wrong shooter. Because some people say Sello does have a limp. I don't know Sello. I've never seen him before. I was looking at Twala coming out of the Randburg Magistrates Court when he got the free bail, and I was scrutinizing the way he walked. And I didn't see what I wanted to see. Maybe the camera lens was a little bit far, but I didn't. But now I'm interested to see Sello Twala, because remember, at the clinic or the hospital where the alleged bullet was removed, the person that was registered in the register was the name of Sello Twala, not Longwe Twala. This is also according to Patricia Mashala's allegations. Now, the sun is beginning to rise from this darkness, and things are getting exposed from what I am seeing. But what do you guys think? By the way, guys, I'm interested in going on a live later tonight. Please let me know by just commenting down below what time would you like to see the live. I am between 8 and 9 p.m. Please let me know which one you are most comfortable with between 8 and 9. Let's talk about this. I want to hear your own opinions as well as your own suspicions, your insight that you picked up by what happened in court today. And thank you so much to everybody. That reminded me that Chico Twala has a son who is also Sello Jr. And I'm like, maybe there were intruders, but the intruders were the brothers. I'm not saying they were, but I'm just saying maybe they were. Anyways, let's talk at the live show later tonight. I'm very interested to hear from you, and I will also be reading your comments as well from the video that I posted earlier. And thank you all so much for the support that you give this channel. Highly appreciate you. Let's see each other a bit later. But before you do that, do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you like this family, because this is how we get down here. We rub our two IQs together because we are not experts. We are not lawyers, we're not judges, we're not all these people that we see in court. We are just lay people with two IQs that we rub together. Our opinions. That's what we give here. Opinions. Do and say what you will about it. See you later. Bye.